Hey everybody, happy Monday. I'm really excited to be with you here today to share a story called The Shabbat Puppy, which is a story that Mrs. Altschul shared with me. And I thought we could think a little bit about how to make a peaceful Shabbat for ourselves. So we'll talk about that after we listen to our story. So this is The Shabbat Puppy by Leslie Kimmelman, and it's illustrated by Jamie Zollers. Every Saturday morning, Noah and Grandpa take a Shabbat walk. It's the best time, Grandpa explains, to find Shabbat Shalom, some Sabbath peace. And every Saturday morning, Noah asks if Mazel can come too. That wiggly, waggly, wet-nosed puppy, says Grandpa. He shakes his head. He's too noisy. How will I find Shabbat Shalom if he's along? Noah sighs. How will we know when we find it? He asks. You'll know, Grandpa answers. Shabbat Shalom makes you feel good from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Have you ever had a day where you found Shabbat Shalom? Found that peaceful feeling? One early Saturday morning, Noah and Grandpa set out for the park. The sun is shining, the lake is sparkling, and Noah's shadow stretches out next to Grandpa's. Look, Noah says, as a butterfly flutters down and perches on top of his shoe. Is that Shabbat Shalom? Sure is, says Grandpa. And look at Mrs. Duck and her 4 ducklings out on the lake. That's Shabbat Shalom too. Mazel likes ducks, says Noah. Mazel would scare them away, says Grandpa. He doesn't understand Shabbat Shalom. My girls, Mavis and Emmy, have had fun going outside and looking for butterflies lately, even when it's not Shabbat. Please, 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 begs Noah on another Saturday. Can't Mazel come today? That bouncing, barking puppy, says Grandpa, raising his eyebrows. He's still too noisy. Sorry, Mazel, says Noah, reaching down to pat him. Noah really wants his dog to be able to come on their Shabbat walks, but Grandpa likes a quiet, calm walk, it sounds like. Noah and Grandpa set out as usual. This time they walk through the woods behind Noah's house. The sun makes dancing dots of light on the trees, and colored leaves blow this way and that like flying feathers. Mazel likes to chase the falling leaves, says Noah. He's really funny. Answers his grandfather, but not very peaceful. Noah thinks about all the things his puppy would enjoy about those Shabbat walks he takes with his grandfather. Look, Shabbat Shalom, exclaims Noah, pointing to a big spider web glistening with tiny droplets of dew. Shabbat Shalom, repeats Grandpa, pointing to a bush bright with autumn raspberries. He pops a berry into Noah's mouth. Sweet. They're finding all different ways to appreciate nature on their Shabbat walks. When winter arrives, Noah says, I promise Mazel will behave. Can't we take him along this time? That jumpy, jiggly dog, asks Grandpa. He's still too noisy for Shabbat Shalom. So in all different kinds of weather, Noah and his grandpa have a Shabbat walk. That's their Shabbat routine. Even on spring days or fall days and even on snowy winter days. Noah and Grandpa set out again. As they step off the front porch, it begins to snow. They make a 4 boot-print trail as they slide along the sidewalks and blow puffs of cold air into the sky. With Mazel along, we could have had an 8-footprint trail, Noah says. But Grandpa just harumphs. Grandpa is not convinced that bringing Mazel along on this walk would be a good idea. Look, Shabbat Shalom, exclaims Noah, holding out a mitten. 2 perfect snowflakes have landed near his thumb. Snowflakes are the best thing about snow. They're magic. I think the best thing about snow is the quiet, says Grandpa. Shh, listen. I don't hear anything, Noah replies. Exactly, Grandpa agrees, squeezing his hand. Shabbat Shalom, Noah. Now how about some hot cocoa? Finally, spring arrives. You just have to let Mazel come today, Grandpa, Noah says. He's grown up a lot. He's quieter now. Grandpa looks at Mazel. You know, maybe you're right. He reaches for the dog's leash and winks. Okay, you lucky dog, you're coming with us. Hooray, shouts Noah. Come on, Mazel. My goodness, so a whole year has passed and Mazel's a little older. So they're going to give it a try and take Mazel on their Shabbat walk. Noah and Grandpa and Mazel set out. There they are walking. Look at Mazel, it looks like he's jumping in the air. He's so happy to be on the Shabbat walk with Noah and Grandpa. In the park, Mazel stops beside a tree to smell. Sniff, sniff. He wags his tail. Thwump, thwump. He starts to bark. Yip, yip, yip. Oh no, I'm not sure Grandpa's gonna like all that barking. Before Grandpa can scold, quiet down, Mazel, Noah spies a baby bird hopping on the grass nearby. Oh my goodness, Mazel spotted a bird that had fallen out of its nest. I don't think it can fly yet, whispers Noah. Grandpa nudges the fledgling onto his newspaper, lifts it up, and gently tips it back into its nest. Wow, so Mazel, the dog, found a baby bird that had fallen out of its nest, and Noah and Grandpa were able to help the bird get back safely to its nest. Wow. Awesome. Shabbat Shalom, Noah says softly. Grandpa nods. Awesome. He leans down to give the dog a hug. Mazel's tail wags madly. See, Mazel is the perfect Shabbat pet, says Noah. Yep, agrees Grandpa. You were right, Noah. Even a wiggly, jiggly, barking, bouncing dog can find Shabbat Shalom. Look at that puppy. He is so happy that he got to help that baby bird and be with his family. So now, every Saturday morning, it's Grandpa and Noah and Mazel who go for a walk. Always the three of them. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom, Mazel. There they are together in all kinds of weather. So I thought that we would think about some different ways that we can make sure that we have a Shabbat Shalom. And I think we're all trying to think of ways to have more peaceful days, whether it's Shabbat or not. So here was my idea for today. And I'm going to work on this with my girls a little bit later today. I've got this big basket, and I thought that this could be our Shabbat box or our Shabbat basket. And I started putting a few things in that we might like to have special for Shabbat to help us have a Shabbat Shalom. So here's what I have so far. I have some chalk for going to draw outside on the patio or the sidewalk on a sunny day. I have a matching game because we like to play games as a family sometimes. I have some Shabbat books that we might like to read together, so I put those in the basket. And so later today, I'm going to talk with Emmy and Mavis about the other things that they would like to put in our Shabbat box, and then we can pull it out next Saturday and see some of the ideas, and maybe these will be special things that we only take out on a Saturday to make Shabbat extra special. The other way that we like to make Saturdays special is at the end of the night. It's movie night, so Mavis and Emmy might say that that's their favorite part of a Shabbat Shalom. But I would love to hear what you might put into your Shabbat box to make your Shabbat extra peaceful. And on Wednesday at Hesed time, we'll talk about creating those peaceful times on Shabbat. Thanks for coming to read with me today, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.